Over the last few years, we've had millions of people become gun owners for the very first time. And many of them were women, the elderly, or people who might have strength issues manipulating a traditional slide. So Smith & Wesson came out with a firearm for this segment, the Shield-EZ380. And this is Ruger's response, the brand new Ruger Security-380. So, is this a range gun, is it a carry gun, or is it simply a gun for anybody who wants a double stack 380? And most importantly, is it right for you? Let's go. A few years ago, I was handed a Smith & Wesson Shield-EZ380 by the then current CEO of Smith & Wesson, and I was asked to check it out. It felt good in the hand, and it certainly had the features for the target market that they're trying to hit, the millions of new women and elderly gun owners. Now, while I personally wondered if this was a solution in search of a problem, I've certainly been proven wrong. The Shield-EZ380 has been a terrific seller and has also been expanded to the Shield-EZ9 as well. Ruger has certainly made plenty of 380s, however, I wouldn't exactly call them pleasant to shoot. This, however, is their answer, the brand new Ruger Security-380. In a previous video, I did an unboxing and first impressions, which you can find linked above. In this video, let's take a detailed look at the Security-380 features, get some range impressions, and see how it does with various types of training and defensive ammo, and decide if this firearm may be right for you. If you're familiar with Ruger firearms, from the first glance, this could certainly resemble a performance version of the Security-9 compact pistol. The Security-380 shares many of the same components and the overall exterior dimensions. A good way of thinking about it is that the Security-380 is the Security-9 pistol, which was rechambered for the lower recoiling 380 with additional features. Let's start with the grip and work our way up. The Security-380 uses a polymer grip with nice texturing all around, consistent with Ruger's recent design language. You have a very nice undercut on the trigger guard, allowing you to get a higher grip. And you have a nice beaver tail on the back as well, which is going to prevent the slide from rubbing up against your hand. Now, you also have a nice bevel cut on the bottom that, together with the matching cuts on the magazine extensions, is going to make it easier to rip out the mag if they do not drop free, or you want to reload with retention. On the front of the grip module, you are going to have a Picatinny rail section where you can attach a light, a laser, or even a bayonet. I've certainly done that in the past. Now, many pistols in this class do not, so it's certainly nice that this is going to be included. Now, one thing that you might have noticed is that I keep referring to this as the grip rather than the frame. Most would probably not even realize it. However, the Ruger Security-9 pistols, like a few others, actually use a trigger module, which is the actual serialized part. This is why you see the serial number through this window rather than having it on the actual grip itself. This was popularized with the STI 2011s, the SIG P250s, and the current P320 pistols. However, both the Ruger American pistol and the Security-9 pistols do the same. While there are no build kits for this, practically what this will mean is that if you have an issue with the grip, it would be far easier to drop the trigger module into a new grip rather than a traditional serialized frame, such as what you find in Glocks and virtually every other pistol. The trigger mechanism on this gun is the Ruger Secure Action, which is also found in the Ruger Security-9 pistols. And what it does is it combines a traditional hammer with a bladed trigger safety. The Security-380 also features an external safety, which is like the one that you found on the Security-9 pistols. Do note that it is going to pivot on the front rather than on the back like in 1911 or CZs. Also, do note that there is no additional external grip safety, such as what we see on the Security-380 and 1911 and a number of other pistols. And in this case, I do think it's actually a good thing, and we'll discuss that later. So that's the grip module and the trigger mechanism. Now, if it looks familiar, that's because it should. I believe that it is identical to the trigger module and grip that you find in the Security-9. Moving up the slide is where we see the major differences and what makes the Security-380 an easy firearm. So what we have is a steel alloy slide that is 6.52 inches in length. The slide is lightened in two ways. First, we're going to have the scallop cuts extending from the front up until the chamber, and then they added 3 ports on each side. On the back of the slide, Ruger also has included what we have come to call bunny ears, and these are serrations which are going to stick out a little bit, once again making it easier to rack the slide. Underneath, Ruger included a lighter weight recoil spring, which is going to make the slide much easier to operate. So the slide lightening was then needed to reduce the moving mass in order to ensure reliability. And of course, the additional benefit of that is that it makes a more pleasant recoil profile. So it's really kind of like the chicken or the egg, whether they needed slight lightening for the lighter recoil spring, or they needed to lighten the slide in order to have less moving mass. So the barrel is finished with a black oxide finish, and it is finished to match the gun and uses traditional rifling. This means that you can fire any type of ammo without having to worry about potential kabooms associated with soft cast lead bullets and polygonal barrels, such as what we find on HKs and Glocks. Moving up, the sights. I freaking love these sights. On the front, we have a green fiber optic that is housed within an aluminum metal housing, which is going to protect the fiber itself. Fiber optic sights, and green in particular, are very quick to pick up, especially outdoors and in lower light conditions. However, do note that because it's a fiber optic, it's still not going to be illuminated, so you're not going to be able to see it at night. If you do have an issue with the fiber at any point, you can easily replace the fiber itself, especially if you want a different color such as red, and I believe there's some making blue as well. So on the back, you're going to have a drift adjustable sight, and you are going to have a U-notch cut into it. On the front of the rear sight, you're going to have this flat area here, which you can use to rack the gun on a belt, on a shoe, or a flat surface in case you have no use of the opposite hand. The Security-380 pistol weighs 19.7 ounces, a couple of ounces less than the Security-9, and comes in 2 varieties. A standard model that comes with one 15-round magazine and one 10-round magazine, and there's also a separate model that is for the states that have magazine restrictions, and now it's going to come with 2 10-round magazines. Most shocking is the price. The Security-380, despite having more features than the Security-9, actually has a lower MSRP, just $369 versus $459 for the Security-9. This means that you should be able to find it at your local dealer shelves for between $300 to $350. Simply wow. All right, so how does it shoot? Let's load up some mags and go. All right, I know I look like the Unabomber, but we're ready to rock. The plate rack. Okay, I am off. Okay, so we're high. Wow. Alright, so the sights are a little off for me. Or then again, I haven't shot a pistol in such a long time, so we'll get that one. But the recoil on here, it's such a joy to shoot. Not bad. So, what it did was I have a 15 round magazine fully loaded and a 10 round magazine fully loaded. What we're going to do is we're going to do 10 rounds slow fire just to see how this stuff feeds. And then I'm just going to dump a 15 round magazine just so we can basically see. Try loading the gun. Duh. Okay. So, not a lot more recoil, if any at all. And this stuff actually shoots pretty well. Okay, so once again, I am, no malfunction. I'm just riding the thumb release so that it is not locking back. All right, let us just basically dump it. I'm going to get a good C-clamp grip. Slide release works, although I generally don't use it. All right, so let me make sure this camera has it in here. Okay. There we go. Empty, absolutely no issues. Alright, so let's shoot our Max 9. The red dot battery died on here. So, just gonna look for the sight. Woo. Okay. Definitely a lot more recoil than a little 380. I missed one shot, or it's actually like, I'm trying, so this red dot on here is a little bit tall, so I can barely make out the front sight through here. But anyway, you can definitely, you saw it on the steel plate, how much more oomph 9mm has over 380, and you definitely feel it in the recoil. So this gun weighs almost the same as the Security-380. There's only like a 1 or 2 ounce difference in weight, but I definitely felt the recoil different. All right, so I need to aim at the right edge of the plate. So much less recoil. Just getting a little bit more familiar with it. If you have a good C-clamp grip, I mean, it recoils really, really, really nicely. But you saw it, like I said, when I'm hitting on the plates, it might be hitting a little low on them. But it definitely hits with a little bit less authority than 9mm. But I mean, it's still going to get the job done. When I first heard about this gun, I thought, oh cool, another competitor to the Shield-EZ. But the more I looked into it, the more I realized this is way more than the Shield-EZ 380 competitor and an answer to what many people have been looking for. The biggest trend in handguns that we've seen over the past 5 years or so is the subcompact or pocket 9s. Firearms such as the Ruger Max 9, the Smith & Wesson Shield, the SIG P365, the Taurus GX4, and the Springfield Hellcats are go-to recommendations and sold under the notion of, well, why bother with a 380 when you can get the mighty 9mm in the same package? Those guns pretty much have made 380 ACP to be found in even smaller pocket or nano-sized firearms, such as the Ruger LCP, the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard, the P365-380, and the original PPK. The problem, however, is that even though 380 ACP is less powerful and lower recoiling than 9mm Luger, when you shoot it out of a tiny gun, it sucks to shoot. And it still sucks to shoot, especially in a blowback pistol such as the Walther PPK or the Bersa Thunder. What's been missing is a compact sized pistol that offers a double stack magazine with a tilt barrel. The closest competitor to this pistol is obviously going to be the Smith & Wesson Shield EZ. The problem is, despite sharing the Shield name, the Shield EZ is a totally different pistol from the Smith & Wesson Shield. The biggest drawback with the Shield EZ 380 is the capacity. Despite having a large grip, it's still a single stack magazine, which holds just 8 rounds. Now, Glock does offer a 380 in the United States, however, it is also a single stack. Interestingly, Glock does have a direct competitor, the Glock 25, however, the Glock 25 is not currently imported here due to the gun laws, nor Glock has the apparent interest to produce it in the United States. Now, from SIG, we do have the SIG 365-380, however, it's still going to be a little bit smaller than this and still limited to 10 rounds. So, as it turns out, while the Security-380 is an easy competitor, it's also a go-to option for anyone who wants a compact double-stack pistol chambered in 380 that'll be enjoyable to shoot at a price that won't break the bank. So that is the brand new Ruger Security-380 and what you need to know. I hope you enjoyed this video and let me know your thoughts. So go ahead and smash the like button. And as always, thank you for watching. Keep on squatting and I'll see you in the next video linked up here. Cool.